Thanks for joining me today as we're going to be traveling from Ashland, Oregon to Crater Lake and then back again. And it's going to be about a 4-hour drive. The great thing I'm really looking forward to is the rim, is to drive around the entire perimeter of Crater Lake. Should be beautiful. It's going to be a clear day, going to be in the high 60s, and we don't expect to have any rain. So should be perfect for a motorcycle ride. Now I'm going to take you along for the whole entire route. However, on the front end of this video, just going to have some of the highlights, and then of course I'm going to showcase the whole video, so you can skip to various parts. What I will do is I'm going to try to put the rim around Crater Lake into the bar on the bottom so that you can search it and you can go straight to that. But anyhow, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy the trip. If you got any comments, please feel free to comment. If you're looking for any videos in Southern Oregon, Northern California, anything that you'd like to see specifically, comment. You never know if it's going to show up, because I am developing a list of weekly trips that I'm going to be taking on the new, and it's new to me, but the new 1250 GS that you see in the background. So again, thanks for coming. Really appreciate you. Like and subscribe, and it'll help me grow the channel. So here it is. We are just outside of Eagle Point, which is just outside of Medford. Eagle Point's a nice little small town. However, on Crater Lake Highway, there's not much to see between here and there, and it started looking like it was getting interesting, so I pulled over at this way station and decided that I'd start filming from this point on, because the views are starting to they're starting to get a little bit more expansive. Everything's starting to get a little bit more spread out, and I like that. I mean, we all know what highway looks like. The Crater Lake Highway and the business route through Medford is it's a bunch of businesses. It's nice to have those conveniences, but really doesn't give you anything pretty to look at like this. I mean, you got people working the land, you have beautiful views, gorgeous homes. Yeah, just a little bit of everything here. This is Highway 62, also known as Crater Lake Highway. Now, I am hopeful. A couple of changes in my GoPro settings and my media mount have made all the difference in the world, because the other day, anything over 30 and I'd start getting a bunch of crackling going on. And in the settings on the GoPro, I had standard mic plus, which I think gives a plus 20 dB. And the problem with that is every time I talk with any level of enthusiasm, it would, well, I don't know what the technical word is, but it would flush out the mic or drown out. And well, it just didn't sound very natural. and I was getting a lot of that crackling, even though I've got a dead cat on top of the mic, and I'm wearing a street helmet with a what do they call that, a neck wind jammer. So where the mic is, it's not really getting a lot of wind, so I'm hopeful that you're able to hear me clearly. Look at that. Can you imagine? Oh, what is that? Friel Ranch Quarry. Look at that beautiful hillside there. Yeah, that wouldn't suck having something out here. Granted, I want to be up against the hill. Like, you see that barn up there? Looks like it's new construction. Would be where I'd want to call home. Far enough away from Crater Lake Highway, you're not getting a lot of the road noise, and you've got some privacy. And we are pretty close in. Maybe own the acreage down here, and then you could come down here and pay a couple of times a year. That wouldn't be a bad life, would it? Oh, what a beautiful drive. So this about 20 minutes off of I-5, because it does take a few minutes to get past Eagle Point. Yeah, not bad at all. Oh yeah, look at this. We're going to start ducking into the woods. This is not going to be a bad drive at all. Only 57 miles to the official Crater Lake National Park. I don't expect everybody to hang in there for a full hour, but I'm just happy that you've joined me. And I don't mind. You know what's really interesting, as a creator, I'm also a viewer, and there are times that I really don't mind sinking my teeth into a really cool video. Sometimes just sit back with a cup of coffee and just appreciate the drive or the ride or the area. And this might be one of those where you sit back with a cup of coffee or a beer, something a little stronger, and we just enjoy sharing the trip. Ace Hardware. You know, like the little local Ace Hardwares. They're some of the best hardware stores you go into, and they've got decades of inventory that's you just can't find at a Home Depot or a Lowe's. I used to live up in Bellingham, and there's one of the best hardware stores that I think I've ever been to. Just if there was a fitting you needed and it was unique, they'd have it. It's a cute little RV park, nice and clean. Shady Cove Bridge. Super cute. Look at that. Shady Cove, Oregon. Get ready. I have a feeling it's not going to take us long to get through Shady Cove. I'm almost disappointed that it's a 35. I would prefer 25 through here. Phil's Frosty, an Upper Rogue landmark. So if anybody's ate there, please comment. Looks like they've been there quite a while, and you know, looks like a nice restaurant to catch a hamburger after playing in the river. I swear, hamburgers taste They just taste better after a day of playing in the river, don't they? Or going on a hike, you come out, go to the closest hamburger joint. Oh my goodness. Some of my fondest memories with my dad hiking in the Pacific Northwest. And we go for a hike or go play in a river up in the woods. And coming back home, I bet you if I was to ask my dad, he'd know. But yeah, there was a dive, had these greasy burgers, but man, they tasted unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It was like the flavor of everything just exploded. And maybe it's because you're hungry, tired, or it's the anticipation. Either way. I mean, as kids, he would take us out on the foothills of the Cascades off of I-90, and oh, we had some fun adventures there. We really did. Should I join them? Nah. I got my own agenda today. But I have no idea where they're going. Look like a fun group. Out for a bike ride, having a good time. So that was Shady Cove. I don't know if everybody noticed how quickly we got through Shady Cove. But now look at the terrain. This is fantastic. Got a river. I wonder if we're going to follow that river the whole time. So it has been, I want to say 15, 16 years since I've been up here. And so it feels like I'm coming up here for the first time. And it is the first time I'm coming up here on a motorcycle. So that's a first. And if you're just now joining me, well, you're also coming up here for the first time. At least with me. hand-tied flies. I used to tie flies. Long time ago. Note to self, not a lot of places to pass. And you can't be in a hurry in these 2-lane undivided backcountry roads. You just can't be. Just pass when you can. It's a nice park. Lost Creek Lake. It's a snow zone. Thank goodness I don't have to be carrying what is it, traction tires or chains at 64. Although it was just a couple of weeks ago, I was traveling in areas coming back from Colorado. Look at that. I'm getting distracted. Squirrel. I love how you hit this part of the state. If you look at the rock and the soil, it turns red. Look at that vista. Oh, and the lake, Lost Lake. It's a lot bigger than I thought. A great time to come out. End of May. This is the Friday, so we don't have a lot of tourists out here. Haven't even hit tourist season, so it's making for a very nice ride. My brother, every time we came up on a open prairie like that, meadow, not a prairie, excuse me, but an open meadow, when we were doing the Washington BDR, would say, oh, I just love these meadows. And so towards the end of our travels, so Washington BDR was 8-9 days, and we'd say, look, it's another meadow, Todd.
That was fun. Or we'd say something like, Todd would really appreciate that meadow. Joseph Stewart. There's a Joseph Stewart campground up in Oregon, near Vernonia. So you need to be careful when you're making reservations. So hard to believe in really very little time that we are going to be in Crater Lake. Well, not in Crater Lake, around Crater Lake. Look at that. We're at the Lost Lake. Look how beautiful that is. Just skirting this lake. Oh, I love how the geography is just so varied here. It's a beautiful time of the year to go for a ride. We're at the front end of fire season, so everything's still a little green. It is starting to change, but it is still very much green. Getting a little higher in elevation, more than likely. It's only 63. I didn't even think about bringing my cold weather gear, but I can zip up. 63 is pretty warm. 32 miles from Crater Lake, but they have Crater Lake RV Park. miles away from Crater Lake. I think if I was to call a RV park something of a destination, I would make sure that it was close. I don't know, look at this. "34 miles to Crater Lake." This is the Pacific Northwest for you. Look at how big these trees are. River Bridge Campground. Well, we're gonna have to stop at least one of these campgrounds if I have time. Such a beautiful day. I know I said that earlier. Not a lot of cars. Cool. Yeah, definitely going to have to stop at one of these campgrounds and do a quick drive-through. These trees, it could be my imagination, but they just feel like they're getting bigger. And maybe they're getting, as we drive further into the national forest, they're getting older. But it could just be me. Well, if you're still following, watching this video, appreciating the ride, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Oh, look at these little cabins here. Are those not adorable or what? That's cute. Quite a logging operation out of here. Look at all that good firewood in there too, that they're not going to log. I've always thought when they do those big huge piles, oh, I'm not paying attention. Some of these trees get so close to the road, if you're not paying attention, they're your guardrail. I'm so glad that you're here. It'd be a shame not to be able to share this with anyone. So I know Crater Lake is the deepest lake in Oregon, but what I'm not sure about is whether it's considered the deepest lake in Northern America. So I'll be sure to put that in the comments. Like when we get out from the canopy a little bit, as you get into the sun, oh, it feels so good. And of course, these trees are a lot younger than the ones we just came through. Feels like these were actually planted intentionally because of how uniform they are. One of the things I really like about this GS is that low-end grunt power. You just go into the corners at whatever speed you need to and just pull on the throttle, and it doesn't matter. You hear that? Now, it's certainly more responsive if you drop down a gear or two, but just feels like it has all the power it needs to pull you through. Oh, there it is. Carry, traction, tires, or chains. Ooh, here it is, west entrance, Crater Lake. That came up so quickly. Hopefully you saw that. Alright, so what do we got here? Maximum park speed is 45. Okay, so we are officially in the park. And look at that, there's still snow on the side of the road. 56 degrees. Still snow on the side of the road. And those of you that are in a warmer state, you see these posts on the side. This is actually to delineate the road surface. So when they come through and they plow this road for access during the wintertime, the plows need something to know where the road is. And so that's what they do. They put up these posts, these poles, okay? And these poles are just wood. And they just pound them into the ground at the beginning of every season. And then as the snow plows come through, they have markers. What would be fun is to come out here for the day and stay up on the campgrounds in the evening. Bring my off-road Sherpa, a little tag-along teardrop. That'd be fun. .55, getting a little cooler. We are going up in elevation just slightly. Well, and you can see the side of the road here, how much snow they had. Our snowpack this year really is very nice. We're going into the summer down in Jackson and Josephine County with our reservoirs at about 80%. So that's good. So it's official, we're actually at the park, Crater Lake Park, the west entrance, but we haven't hit the lake yet. I'm just shocked as to how much snow we still have up here. I mean, this just gets piled onto the side of the road, but when you look even beyond that, there's probably 4 feet of snow back in between the trees. That's fantastic. Glad I'm doing this during the day. I'll tell you, at night it probably is hovering around freezing. At least with all the snow, that would influence the temperature for sure. better areas to pull over. I'm just glad that the car in front of me was paying attention. And I was paying attention. All very good. Okay. That's fantastic. I'll let you take a look and appreciate the view, and I'll pay attention to the drive. That seems like a good arrangement. All right, now we're climbing. Well, I've made it this far. So, let's stop, pull out the wallet, and pay the good people. So I think what I'm going to do is I will stop the video here and then restart it from the beginning of Crater Lake entrance. That's what I'm going to do. Well, who would have thought? Here it is, almost the end of May, 51 degrees, and the rim drive is closed. So what I decided to do is I decided to go ahead and turn the bike around, and I will come back. I was just finished talking to the ranger, and I'm going to come back sometime in July. She said that it should be open, the rim drive should be open in July. So I'm just taking the day as a blessing for a beautiful drive, and I will come back and return. So let's head back to Jackson County, and maybe you'll join me for that. Okay, so here we are at the front entrance to Crater Lake. Now you can go to the lodge, but that was not the purpose today. I didn't want to go to the lodge. I actually wanted to go around the rim, which is only about 30 miles. It's only about 30 miles, but it's snowed out, snowed in. So we'll come back. We'll come back in July, and then I'm going to run the whole rim. I knew we had a lot of snow. I just didn't realize we had that much snow. That's all right. We're having a good time. That's all that matters. Beautiful drive. Good company. What more could you ask for? Well, in mid-July it'll be a lot warmer too. It'd be fun to bring the family back, and then we'll drive. Let's just spend the whole day up here, and I think that's what we'll do. We'll bring the little teardrop, and we can stop at one of these campgrounds. A lot of campgrounds, what they are is first come, first serve. Just outside of the park. That would be fun. do is we'll stop at the first campground that we come to. Then I'll do a little bit of research about the campgrounds, the state campgrounds that are here in the national. Well, actually, they're not state. They would be. It's a national forest, so it would be national campgrounds. I gotta tell you, at 50 degrees, these heated grips feel absolutely fabulous. I don't know why I waited so long to turn them on. Maybe because I didn't realize just how cold my hands were. And I turned the heated seat. That's on too. It was nice to take the break. It was nice to get out, unplug, and just enjoy a ride. Jackson County. Now that's a snow park. That's not a campground. I don't know what the, I guess you could camp in this parking lot, maybe. Not fun though. I wouldn't want to. I guess if I was tired enough, it wouldn't matter. But generally speaking, parking lots, camping, yeah. Here we are. Quarter of a mile. Farewell Bend. I bet you this is it right here, where they did all the clearing, and now now you're going to be exposed, and it might even be closed. As much logging is going on in there, I bet you it's closed. Yep, it's closed. I had a feeling. And without having anything on the lower forest floor, it is very exposed. I mean, look at all these. You can see all the way through there to the campground. Let's try this one. Rogue George Viewpoint. No, that's not a campground. That's a viewpoint. I want the campground. Here we go. Union Creek Recreation Area. Am I supposed to turn here? I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to turn here. I don't think this is the campground. Good spot to go pee if you need to. Yeah, definitely before season. Not a single RV in there. Oh, here's the campground. Here we are. Wayside Campground. Alright, let's scope it out. See what it's all about. Union Creek, Rogue River, Siskiyou National Forest. By the way, I don't know if you saw that. I was driving pretty quickly. No trailers over 28 feet recommended. Okay? And really, these older national forests, they can get super tight. You get in here and they can get super tight. So we're going to go to units 8 through 99. This is 1 through 7 over here. But I want to get off the 62 as far as possible so we can see what this looks like. Oh, there's number 8. Okay, so primitive, they do not have electricity, they do not have water. You're under the canopy. Oh, these are lovely. Alright, let's go through this one loop here. This is unit 13 through 38. Oh, this is nice back here because we're really far off of 62. Oh, and you sneak in here. This is why you don't want anything longer than 28. Do you see this? Yep. And these sites just wouldn't accommodate, you know, a 28-foot or 30-foot travel trailer. They won't. See, the sites are a lot more accommodating towards a smaller size for that field van, ADV van over there. Campers, pop-ups, tents, teardrops. Yeah. There you go. Smallest outdoor RV trailer available right there. And they're tight, by the way. If you have slides, I don't know, some of these wouldn't accommodate your slide either. So if you plan on coming out here with your trailer, make sure, I mean, you see how narrow that is? Make sure that you have the width and the length, right? And you are camping in the, you're in the woods. You are in the woods. But it's a nice spot to be able to come in and enjoy the area and have a place to spend a day or two. Especially if you're up at Crater Lake, playing, having a good time. Gives you a nice little spot to launch from. Yeah, folks, I gotta say, and of course that'd be the spot I want, right next to the river. '97. All right, we'll do one more loop, and then that's it. Look at how big that tree is. Gotta love it. Yeah, most of our national campgrounds like this are very primitive. You'll have potable water. Oh, that's pretty. You'll have some potable water available somewhere in the park, but no water, no electricity, no sewage at your campsite. Just a spot to park for the night, have a good time, enjoy your fire ring. Just make sure if you have a fire that you put it out completely. And not only that, but keep your fire small. Use dry wood so you're not sending a lot of embers up in the air. Pay attention if they actually allow fires, because we do have a season, and they tell you you're not allowed to have fires anymore if you're outside of that season. Okay? Go to bed, leave your campsite, make sure to drown it. Drown your campfire. Look how pretty it is through here. It's a big campground. Be fun to bring some friends. Now we just have to figure out how to get out of here. I've had so much fun going around looking at the campground that well, I think I'm getting deeper into the campground. But that's fine. But I love these old growth trees that we have. Just barely. That's fantastic. Just barely got it in there, but they got it in there. That's all that matters. So I bring my larger trailer in any of these style of campgrounds, and I always make sure that I drive super duper slow. So you go around these corners, or a bin like this. Look at that, that's a pinch point. Bam! I've actually watched people hit trees before with their trailers. I mean, there wasn't anything I could do. It wasn't like I was standing there on the side waiting for them to hit their trailer. I would not have done that. Well, thank goodness for that sign that said 62 this way. Oh, here's the bridge. And another sign. That's what we need. We need another sign. So yeah, after enjoying an afternoon at Crater Lake, this might be kind of fun to dip in this campground. Oh, they got firewood sails. Keep that in mind. Okay, next stop, Medford, Oregon. "57 miles. That's a big park. You just don't realize how big it is when you're in there. Well, no, let me rephrase that. When you go in, but when you're in there, all those little corners and twists and turns. There's 99 campsites in that campground. That's not a tiny little campground. Well, that was a fun detour, campground. And I mentioned this at the intro video. If there's somewhere you would like to have explored in Southern Oregon, please feel free to comment, make suggestions. Northern California, Southern Oregon. Especially just for an afternoon. Absolutely. Put that in the comments. I'm so glad I came out here and explored this area. Definitely coming back. And next time, I'll bring the family. 64 degrees. So we go from, what was that, 51 up at Crater Lake to 60, oh I'm sorry, 66. Well, I think I'm going to stop the video now that we're officially out of the national park, and because you got to see Highway 62 going this direction, and although it looks slightly different going that direction, there's no reason to make this video 4 hours long. So I hope you enjoyed the ride today. I hope you had a good time. If you're still sticking around, well, I appreciate that too. Thanks for having a good time with me this afternoon, and thanks for understanding. Sometimes our plans don't go the way that we choose. And being a little flexible, we're still able to have a good time. So you have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you at the next video.